Hey. Hey, Bill.
Jim, good to see you again.
Good to see you again.
All right, Fit 50, number 3.
Yes, how
All
you
right.
doing? I'm Jim Ciotti, head trainer here at the beautiful Rochester Athletic Club in downtown Rochester, Michigan.
Yep, thank you, Jim. Bill Barber, work with Jim as well, personal training, and we just got a little different view today. We're in the Pilates studio again, but we turned the camera a little bit. We have out here just some of the view of the cardiovascular equipment and just some of the fun stuff we do here. Jim, we constantly are trying to do the best we can on information, current, cutting, leading edge information to everybody that we can about health and fitness, and we're focusing towards the 50 and the baby boomer. We talked about that the other day. It's not just, you don't have to be exactly 50, it's the baby boomer generation.
And we also, our program is tailor-made also for the 40 and fit also too.
Yeah,
so.
they're on the, well, you could call them maybe baby. They're hoping to be, they want to be baby boomers.
Yes.
Jim, today we've got some, I thought, some very important information as well to share. This is, in fancy words, this is the effects of resistance exercise on selected health and fitness variables. Take a breath. What that basically means is just through resistance training alone, through weightlifting, you're going to get a decrease in the adaptation. The body is going to actually reduce body fat simply through resistance training. That's not including any cardiovascular, and it's not
including nutrition.
Exactly.
It's just strictly strength and resistance training, which we talked about in our last 2 episodes.
Thank you.
Why it's important to maintain muscle mass as we age.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
So that's the positive effects of that. Also, another positive effect is the lean body mass will also increase to a moderate level. So that very important muscle that burns while you're resting is increasing simply through resistance training. Now, I don't care if it's bands, I don't care if it's weights, I don't care if it's holding your hands out. There's resistance to gravity as applied, and there's going to be some positive
effects. Absolutely.
The muscle strength goes way up. So if I'm able to pretend this was a 4-pound weight, by simply practicing resistance training, my muscles will strengthen. I will be able to do better at lifting this, and I'll be able to go heavier weight as time progresses.
Absolutely.
And one of the most important things is the bone mineral. Excuse me, that's hard to say. Bone mineral density effect is absolutely phenomenal. What that does is strengthens the bone itself through resistance training. There's definitely the advantage of the bone becoming stronger, the bone becoming able to handle more adaptations, and in doing so, if I were to fall right now and I've been resistance training, the positive effects of that resistance training is in many cases going to help prevent an injury that otherwise might occur if I was sedentary.
Oh, absolutely. Very much. And I can give you a real life case scenario. I was on my bike up in Traverse City here in Michigan. And, you know, at that point I was 54, almost 55 years old. I took a very bad spill on my bike. Extremely hard. Hit some railroad tracks, but bottom line is I didn't get hurt. Did not break a bone. Now I can tell you if I wasn't as strong as I have been over the years, all the strength and resistance training, more than likely, because I hit my hip extremely hard and probably would have broke a bone. Did not.
Even if you would have just
definitely attribute that to strength and resistance.
Absolutely.
Training.
And even just starting today, let's say you were sedentary and you decided to start today, there's going to be positive effects immediately in regards to the bone density, and it's just an uphill, upward, positive thing.
So if we look at all 4 and to kind of summarize it, your percent of body fat will go down very little bit, but with nutrition and cardio, it will go down drastically. We're going to be talking to one of our clients that went on the program, so we'll be talking very shortly.
We should just move right into it, unless you want to cover it
and just real quickly, your lean body mass, muscle strength, and bone density, all of those areas will improve. Extremely important.
You know, you had pointed this chart out, and this is absolutely amazing. This is a real person here. Go ahead and share with us some of this information, Jim.
Well, this is one of our clients, Fran. He will be in here very shortly, and you're going to hear much more about him. But I'm going to go over some of his stats real quickly, okay, just to give you an idea before Fran comes out. He first weigh-in was on 529, so that was our first weigh-in. And he was on the program approximately 16 weeks. I was with him for 16 weeks, him and his wife. And at approximately around 10:1 to 10:15, these are his final stats, which we did body fat analysis every 4 to 5 weeks. But bottom line, Fran started at 244.8 pounds, got down to 206.4 pounds.
That's awesome.
A loss of a little bit under 40 pounds, 38.4. I mean, great weight loss. Now, weight loss alone isn't the determining factor because The majority of that weight loss we want to come from fat, not from muscle. And when you diet improperly, you could lose 38 pounds relatively quick. But if the majority of it's coming from muscle, as we talked about in our last slide here, we don't want to do that because your metabolism will slow down drastically. You won't burn as many calories. So as much muscle mass as we can maintain, the better.
Yeah, exactly. Just to follow that up, to diet incorrectly or to use the wrong nutrition, it's actually a double whammy how negative that can be.
Because what happens was if you gain weight back when you lose the majority from muscle, you don't gain all that muscle back. You gain back fat. So your body actually starts off at a higher percent of body fat than when you originally started. So that old yo-yo dieting effect, that's why it is so dangerous at times, because it really slows your metabolism down even quicker. Body fat percent, Fran started about 34.4%, got down to 26.6%, almost 8% of his body fat went away.
That's a very healthy.
Yeah.
That's very healthy.
Fran's 53 years old. His fat mass started off at 84.2 pounds, got down to 52.4 pounds, so he lost almost 32 pounds of fat out of his body. Unbelievable, great.
Yeah,
and his fat-free mass, which is the most important muscle mass, started off about 160.6 pounds and got down to 154, only a loss of a little over 6 pounds of muscle. So as you can see, proportion-wise, he lost a good proportion of it was from fat. That's exactly what we want to happen.
So now you're saying this is a real person?
Oh yeah,
Really?
I believe it is.
Yeah.
We've been talking about real people.
I heard
on the show.
Well, where?
Yeah.
Come on over, Fran. Good to see you, Fran. All right.
Nice to meet you.
All right.
This is Fran.
Great. Fran, please tell us about yourself.
A little bit about yourself, please.
I've been here in Rochester for 31 years. I'm an elementary phys ed teacher. I've been down at Hamlin Elementary, kindergarten and 5th grade phys ed for 24 years in that capacity. I'm also a coach in the district. I've been coaching now the girls varsity basketball currently. This is my 20th year, and I'm about to start my 24th year in girls varsity softball. And just to keep active in the 3rd season, I've been doing middle school basketball too. So teacher coach in the district for over 24 years, 31 years in education.
You know, that's not the, I just heard that you had simply, fortunately been inducted into the, please tell us about that.
I'll have an opportunity coming this February that my colleagues and other coaches around the state have voted me into the Softball Coaches Hall of Fame. So I'm very excited to do that, and it's been a great reward for myself, but more importantly, all the kids and the families that have been involved in softball over the years. So that'll be an exciting night for me come February.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations.
So you went through the nutrition program, through the 50 and Fit program, and had some incredible results. How do you feel? I mean,
it's been a great program for me. The blessings back as far as now. My energy level has been so much better. My schedule hasn't really changed in the 30 years. In the last couple of years, it was getting a little bit harder to stay with the 5, 6, 7-year-olds all day long and then coach. I put in many 10 to 12-hour days, and this year so far it's been a remarkable difference. My energy level is very high, and I feel totally rejuvenated this year.
There's at some point too. There probably were some challenges in the discipline, but in many cases, when I'm talking about the nutrition program itself, but that's just the way these nutrition programs are. They have to be followed. It's important, but overall, how did it taste good? Did it?
Well, yeah, the whole nutrition part, Jim designed for my wife Nancy and myself. We came to him in the beginning part of the summer, last summer, and Jim does a great job in getting you to pick out the foods you like. Between my wife and myself, we had a number of years, did the bars, did all this, all that. This was real food, and that's what really intrigued us. That's what brought us here, that it was a nutritional information, education, and then maintain once you learn. And you tell Jim what type of foods you want to eat, and then he designs it. And so we really have been eating our same foods, just in better portions, better control, and matching up the carbs with the fats and the proteins and so on.
I think what's important, what Fran's talking about, is the fact that A, we have to be realistic to fit it into your lifestyle, and B, all the foods that you're going to be on, you buy in your grocery store, and C, just understanding portion control and the percent of protein, carbs, and fat, the balance, understanding why the smaller, more balanced meals are much more efficient for your body. So a lot of times people come in, and Bill and I will talk to them about nutrition, And a lot of times, believe it or not, I'd say 50 to 60% of the time, a lot of people have some good eating habits, but it's the condiments and the portion sizes that individuals keep eating. And they'll go many, many hours without eating. Another big mistake. Your body is built to give smaller, more balanced meals like every 2 to 3.5 hours of eating. So, I mean, here's a perfect example of an individual in his 50s. And you're at your weight, what? You said a little bit past high school or something?
From the Polish descent that, growing up, when I was in 8th grade, I weighed close to 190 pounds. And I wanted to play football, and there's a weight limit of 146 pounds. Okay, so needless to say, I never reached that goal, and I never got to play. I did play high school football and college football, but I played at around 220 to 230, 235, and now I'm down closer to 200 than I've been since a long time ago. Whatever 12, 13 years old is the 53, it's been a long time. And, I was always kind of in the mindset that I was just a bigger bone kid. That was the theory. Bigger bone, so you got to weigh a lot. And now with the right nutrients and the right exercise program, I feel a lot better, and everything works a lot better for me.
Oh, great. Yeah, I mean, you look great. You look great. It was a real pleasure. And what worked out good for Fran, too, because when husband and wife go on it, they both make the commitment. They also can support each other going forward. I've had a number of husband and wives that started and trained with me on a regular basis. And when you do things like that together, the relationship just working together is supported, and it makes a big difference.
It doesn't have to be a husband and wife. It could be your friend. It could be a cousin.
Absolutely.
Whatever.
But working with more than one person certainly helps too. But certainly you can do it on your own.
The accountability factor, and my wife and myself, we've tried our own individual routes. We've been married 26 years, so we said, well, we did all these things together in marriage, and all of a sudden the most important factor, our health, we were doing separate. And we said, well, would you like to try? And we agreed to do it, and we were both mentally ready. I think that the mental approach to this was that we were going to do it together. We told our 3 children who were a little bit older, they're 18, 20, and 23, that this summer is for mom and dad. And we're going to commit to this. We're going to take back our life with the right mental approach. And, we had that accountability, and you can do all these other things and have all these other excuses, but until you're ready to take control of your own life, I think you really have.
That's wonderful. You provide such an example for so many people in all age groups as well, and your children and all the people in your peers. You provide an awesome example. So.
Yeah, I'd like to point out too, his wife is doing very well too. Maybe we can get her on the show one day. A little tougher. Sometimes the women don't want to, but she is, I think, almost 30 pounds lost already.
Wow.
Doing a fantastic job and really working hard at it too. So between both.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking like 70, 80 pounds of weight loss. So they're both great to work with. Followed the program right to the T, and it worked. So.
It's a fun facility. It's great to have Fran here. He brings a lot to the facility. His energy is positive. Everything. It's all good. And Fran, I want to thank you so very much for being here. It's
Fran, really appreciate it. Thanks so much. Congratulations, and we'll be seeing you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.